this past year, with all the help of everyone that supported us and who continue to support us, and even the ones that haven't supported us yet, that don't know, that are potential support, that'll help us in the future in the long run. We appreciate the ones that haven't even come into fruition yet, because it's a group effort. Everything that we've done, everything that's been accomplished, we couldn't do it without you, and we definitely couldn't do it without the Most High God. So it's been an amazing ride, an amazing journey, and I'm glad I could sit here before you today and give you my testimony about my life and about what I've dealt with and what I've been up to since. People think that the end of things were really truly the beginning in a lot of ways. Because of her situation, it allowed me to walk away from a sport that I love my whole entire life, realizing that there's other things that I love more than it. There's other things that I'd rather do. I never let sport define me. And if you're an athlete struggling with anything, if you're an athlete tug of war with your identity, just know that before you come to that sport, you were who you were. And after you leave that sport, or you leave that field, or you leave that passion, you're going to be who you were. And you just got to be thankful for the time that it was in your life, But that doesn't define who you are, and that's not your life. There's callings. And if you limit your distractions, you'll be able to see crystal clear what your calling truly is. I never thought I'd be able to have an impact in the medical field. I never seen my sister, who, she's a Pitt alumni, 2 of them, they ran track here, Micah and McKay at Clemons. So thank you to the University of Pitt. You guys have been great to my family as well. They never thought that they would deal with medical, they never thought they would travel to Stanford and deal with Michelle Monge and her world-renowned cancer labs, but it's been done, and it's been done because of overcoming the hardships, striving to get through the turmoil, flying through all the turbulence that you face in life that you can't control. What you have to understand about life is, and your journey is, you don't control the journey, you don't control the timing of it, but you do control your attitude. And having that proper mindset is the biggest thing that'll get you through whatever you're facing. I know it sounds cliche, but it starts with your inner. It starts with your inner. It starts with you developing who you are, with your mindset, knowing what you want to be as an inner person, striving to do things right, striving to do things the proper way, striving to show love and leading with love as much as you can, because it does get returned to you just in ways that you never see, ways that you never expected, but the best ways, and you never know what you are. Don't define yourself, because if you let the true God mold you and you're the clay in his hand, and he'll show you exactly what you are. I know there's hardships in sport. I've been through them on every single side. From being a transfer, I'm the only player in the history of the NCAA area to start games in the BCS, in 3 major BCS power conferences, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the Pac-12. I know what it is to be at the highest pinnacle in your career plan. I know what it is to be at the lowest pinnacle in your career plan. I know what it is to leave a sport alone before you ever expected it to. I know what it is to battle through the politics of sport. I know what it is to battle through the injury of sport. So I can understand what the mindset is. I can understand what it is to have a fog over you. I can understand what it is to be hurt about things when things don't go your way. But you have to understand that when things don't go your way, it usually is for protection, even if you can't see it during that time period. Health is wealth, and that starts with a spiritual health, that starts with emotional health, that starts with your mental health, and that starts with your physical health. And those are 4 things you can never jeopardize. And if you don't understand that, I pray that you don't have to learn it the hard way. But usually for most of us as athletes, we have to learn it the hard way. And even though it might seem hard at the time, it's for your benefit, looking back on it. It's been a blessing. I have great relationships, healthy. My family is growing and flourishing in ways that truly matter. And at the end of the day, that's really all it comes down to. Handling your business within the family structure, making the people proud that genuinely love you, genuinely support you, not getting too hard on yourself, because as athletes, we're our biggest critics, we're our toughest critics, you know. And I know how it is to have yourself on your scouting report all the time, breaking yourself down. You need to understand, life will break you down enough. It'll break you down enough. You know, you gotta support yourself. You gotta encourage yourself, talk to yourself positively, pray it out, you know, seek, get into God's word. Let him guide you, let him mold you, let him steer you, compass. And without that guide, you know, you can be lost and devastated, and I understand what it is to be that too. But everything is temporary, you know, everything is temporary. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, even when you can't see it. You just gotta know that it's there. You know that it's there. Don't allow people to steer you wrong. Don't allow people to tell you what you can't do when you know that you can do it and you've done it. Don't allow your confidence to be shaken to the point where you can't rebuild it. And sometimes the battle is not physical. Actually, the majority of it is not physical. It's really mental. It's really mental and emotional. So you have to protect that too. You know, because that's what powers you, and that's what will allow you to continue to grow and flourish as the person, the human being that you want to be. You know, it comes down to simple things. Are you an asset or are you a liability? And I don't say that in a business standpoint. I say that in the people that you deal with. Are you a present to be around? Is your presence something that people are drawn to like a moth to a flame, or are you a deterrent or you're repellent? And that ultimately comes down to your mindset with things. I know it's discouraging. I know things can be discouraging, but you gotta understand it's all temporary. Anything divisive and negative, you gotta block it out. Because if you don't block it out, it'll overcome you. And it'll down you. And that's no place where you really wanna be. You know? So I sit there to say this. Strive to be thankful for the time spent, for the experiences that you go through, because that's what makes you who you are ultimately, what you've overcame. I'm Toney Clemons. It's been a blessing. Thank you for the platform. If you want to learn more about my niece, feel free to check out @Mays Miracle, MAIYS Miracle on Facebook. That's a .org. That's Twitter. That's Instagram. Reach out. You know, the IPG is a serious thing. To all the families who've lost children to it, our hearts and prayers always go out to you constantly. There's hope on the horizon, and we're glad to be a part of the DIPG family. You know, I inherited a family that I never thought I would have. My family inherited a family that we never thought we'd have. But in a funny way, you know, we're blessed and proud to be a part of it. And we thank you for the fight. Thank you for the University of Stanford, you know, for rallying around our family. And I am Toney Clemons, and I am victorious.
You cannot ride my slave. You need to get in shape. I've been out here chasing the pay, but you cannot relate.